All right, we are back. News Radio 840 WHAS. Tony Vanetti and Dwight Whitten here. The show is brought to you by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
Click it or ticket. We have two-time Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl MVP Deon Branch in the studio. How you doing, Deon?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Listen, man, a lot of times before the Super Bowl, a lot of athletes and football players, they'll go out and they'll grab hookers and blow and,
Right.
and just party it up. But on your first Super Bowl, you did something quite different. You picked up the phone,
Right.
and you called every single coach in your life,
Right.
going all the way back to Pee Wee.
I know.
Like 2.5 hours on the phone before Super Bowl night.
It's crazy.
That's got to make that coach think, you know what, all the years of dedication that I put towards coaching the youth,
Yep.
it's worthwhile.
What made you do that?
Yeah.
My grandmother, my mom, always not thinking about yourself at those times and those precious moments. Always giving back to the people that help develop you and get you to the point that where you are.
A lot of people don't even know the moment they're in. It seems like
Exactly.
you knew that.
Right. I think it really wasn't anything. I'm telling you, it was a great story. It was a great story that my guy wrote, but I haven't read it because that's just not me. What I did was, I'm gonna take you back to it and I'll lead up to it. But we had so much time from our last walkthrough that Sunday. Our walkthrough was at like 10 o'clock that morning,
Mm-hmm.
and we left to go to the stadium about 4.
Mm-hmm.
So just so much dead time. And I promise you, it took up all of those 3, 4, 5 hours
Mm-hmm.
to call every one of my family and all my coaches. Just to let them know how much I truly appreciate them at this one particular moment.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, all eyes are on the Patriots and Carolina Panthers
Yeah.
at that time. And I just want to let them know this is about you all. Thank you all for blessing me and helping develop me to become the man that I am, the player that I am, to get me to this point. And hopefully I can go out and show the world the things that you all have blessed me with.
Let's talk about the first Super Bowl for a second.
Right.
Because I had the pleasure of interviewing one of the Buffalo Bills linemen from Super Bowl 25, where Scott Norwood goes wide right. And pretty much, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it ruins his life.
Right.
Okay? And I asked him.
Not the offensive lineman, but the kicker.
No, the kicker's Norwood. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a second left on the clock, and it's the Super Bowl, and he goes wide right, misses the kick, and it ruins his life. So I asked the lineman, I said, hey,
Will Wolford.
after
Why are you beating around the bush? It's Will Wolford.
after the game, does everybody verbally beat up on him? He said, no, we shouldn't have been in the position
Right.
for a
Yes,
kickoff.
yes.
But going into the Super Bowl, are you kind of scared that you might have a life-changing moment that could ruin you forever?
Not one time.
See, that's if Dwight's playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's
Dwight,
how Dwight
don't
goes
think
into
about
it.
that stuff, man.
That's how Dwight goes into it. Okay?
The objective is just to go out and execute the game plan. That was my thoughts after I've clearly sat here and looked at my playbook 20 times. There's no more. I can't do anything else. It's time to play ball now. Outside of that, I had about another 4 hours. That's when I reached out to everybody, and shoot, that was it.
What about the nerves? Is there more nerves than there's got to be
It's a Super Bowl.
until the first? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the entire world's looking
I'm
at
gonna
it.
give you a prime example.
Paul McCartney is playing at halftime.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, all the eyes are.
Well, no. Was it
that's the second one. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Who did the first halftime? I know Beyonce did the national anthem.
McCartney did your
was
second
it
one.
Nah,
Sting
that was
or
Janet
somebody?
Jackson.
Oh, was it
Who
Janet?
performed the halftime? That was
the wardrobe
Remember,
malfunction.
that's the
The
bell?
wardrobe malfunction, yes.
Yeah, that was a great Super Bowl. But
Yes, it was.
overall,
But you missed Janet Jackson's
Yeah, we
booty.
missed everything.
You were in the locker room.
we heard about it, but we missed it all.
So no kidding. Is there any extra nerves? There's got to be, right?
And I think Belichick gave us the pregame speech leading up to that one particular game, because you got to remember that was Super Bowl 38, and they played in Super Bowl 36. So majority of the guys were still on the team,
Yeah.
so they pretty much had the experience of what the pre-game and how much time you have in between going out doing the warm-ups, and we go back in. It's normally about 15 minutes during the regular season. For the Super Bowl, it's about an hour.
Yeah. And I think what the coaches try to do is to keep you in your normal routine as much as possible.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to eat too little. You don't want to eat too much, right? You don't want to get it. You need to do your game day ritual. If you eat 1,000 calories or whatever 3 hours before, you want to do the exact same thing. Yeah.
Even though you still have an extra 45 minutes.
Yes.
And then not only that, we have 15 minutes after pregame in the locker room during the regular season. Once we go out, it's about 4 or 5 minutes. Once you run out in the Super Bowl, it's another 25 minutes. So it's just so much dead time in between it. And I think the guys, they were very familiar with the situation, except my guy, Troy Brown. He's going to kill me if somebody tell him about this. I love him. But Troy was
nobody's listening.
Yeah, I hope not.
It's just 50,000
Hey, yeah, I know. Troy, I love you. But Super Bowl 36, he was in that one particular game. And Bill told us, look, you guys, you understand, for the guys that are new, do not do X, Y, Z.
Right.
Troy went out and did X, Y, Z.
Of course.
He was done the first 10 minutes of the game.
Right.
The guy I've never seen someone on the oxygen tank. He was done.
But he had fun the night before, Deon.
Well, no, it was just he was so ramped up before the game.
Yes. All of his energy and adrenaline.
He burnt out about an hour easily.
So be honest. Did Tom Brady sell his soul? Because nobody is that lucky.
He's the devil. He sold his soul. He didn't sell his soul to the devil. He is the devil.
Man.
The guy's
Tom Brady's the devil.
No,
he's good looking. He's rich. He's got a supermodel wife.
Right.
And he could try to throw away a Super Bowl.
He just wrote a book, too. Oh, how to live healthy.
Good.
No, yeah.
Tom Brady.
Did you think that the Patriots had a chance last year at halftime against the Falcons?
Nobody did.
How can I say it? I'm from Georgia, and here's another crazy story. I was at the game. I left after the first quarter. Had a bunch of appearances.
You were at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he's a Super Bowl MVP.
all that stuff we have to do.
Left the Super Bowl?
I left at the end because I gave my friend my word that I'll go and chill with him and a couple of his friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super Bowl party. I messed around and walked into the building. Everybody in the building was all Falcon fans.
Oh.
And they were just like, get this guy out of here. Please. Kick him out. Whatever. But besides that, I would say the first quarter, the second quarter, there were 2 Falcon fans that were crying the entire time. Because you got to remember the Falcons were up pretty much majority of the game.
28-3.
Oh, yeah.
They were up majority of the game. I'll say about the third quarter towards the fourth, when Tom threw the pick, I looked at the lady. I said, okay, you can – I'm being honest. I said, you can cry.
Yeah.
This game is pretty much over.
It's over.
And then they made a mistake or two. They just never put their foot on their throat at all. Never did.
No. Here's what happened. The owner came down from the.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Arthur does it all the time.
That's what I was going to say. In that stupid red suit. He had that stupid red suit with that. That looked like he had a 19-year-old wife with him. And the thing when they started to lose, the look on his face.
That's his ritual.
Like a tornado had hit one of his Home Depots.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised he didn't say, "There's no way we can lose now."
Right.
You know,
and he practically said that.
Oh my gosh.
I think when how can I say it? We turned the ball over, and then they turned it over, and we scored off that. I said it's a game. If we score one more time, and at the time it was 28-10, and then 28-17. I said the game has shifted, and that was the.
Anytime it gets to double digits each, you're in the game.
Exactly.
28-10 in today's game, especially with Tom Brady, you're in.
Right. Well, I think when Hightower got that strip fumble, when that happened. On their 30-yard line, I said, this is the turning point of the game.
Yep. And then there was it was a non-pick on their point. The one on there was a shoestring. All he had to do was just bring the ball in, and he dropped it. Game's over. If he brings it in, game over.
Exactly.
Falcons win.
Gabriel.
Yes, he dropped it.
Yep.
Now, real quick, we got about 3 or 4 minutes here.
Can you stick around?
Oh, yeah. We can do one more break. Go to the top.
We go to the top.
Yeah. What is it with wide receivers? Why are you built the way you built? All right. I coached a wide receiver that was so cocky, he would tell the corner his route.
Right.
He would lean in and go route. And I would go, stop, tell it, and he'd go, coach, he can't cover me.
Exactly.
Even if he knows the route, he can't cover me. And what is it about you guys?
I think, now I don't want to put myself in that bubble, and there's a lot of guys that are very confident. I'm very confident in my game.
Yeah.
Some of the guys who actually do that, I just think that their upbringing, I feel that most of the guys have been the man for a long time.
Yeah.
Now, you got to give me a guy in particular, and then I can give you my opinion on an individual. I would say like my guy Chad.
Yes.
Everybody, Chad is probably the most outspoken receiver that we've ever came across.
But overall, wide receivers are not more like you. They're more like Chad Johnson.
Overall?
Yes.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that. Nah, I wouldn't say that.
You have to be like that.
I'm going to be honest. No. Internally, I'm that way.
Yes.
But externally, I would never kind of like let it off. You know, my guy Ocho going to let it out.
I was going to say, Ocho Cinco took it to a different level.
Oh, yeah, he
jumping
did.
up and working the camera.
Oh,
and then
he
taking
did a
the
great job, man.
He was a breath of fresh air, if you ask me.
Yeah. Internally, I'm that way. I'll just say externally, I would just never. You know, I love the game. I'm very passionate about it. I enjoy competing. And these guys are all the same. But now, they're a little bit more, they let it out. That's not me. I'm just not that guy.
In the locker room, the wide receivers are a little bit different beasts than everyone else. Okay.
Yeah, when it comes to traveling, dress code.
But in reality, you guys have specific routes that you run, but you've got to go make an athletic play. A lot of times, football is the ball is snapped, you get into a fist fight with the other guy, and then you got to move him.
Exactly.
You, on the other hand, have footwork. Boom, hit your route, go get the ball.
Right. You got to do all of the above, and then also the extra for some other guys.
Yes.
When we come back, I want to ask you a question I've been dying to ask.
And then we got to talk about your camps, too.
Yes,
Sound good.
We got to talk your
camps.
Let's
do it.
We are back. Deon Branch joining Tony and Dwight here on News Radio 840 WHAS, former Univille Card and Super Bowl MVP. I told you